If your blog is getting zero traffic, or maybe traffic that just stopped growing, I want to be honest with you. It's probably not because your content is bad. It's because nobody has told you about the strategies that actually move the needle for small and new blogs in 2026. First, let's talk about something that most bloggers are completely sleeping on. Google and AI platforms like ChatGPT, Google AI Overviews, Perplexity, they all have a strong presence for sites like Quora and Reddit. They rank high, consistently, often above established blogs and above authority websites. So instead of trying to outrank those platforms, you should use them. There is a strategy for Quora, and it's the fourth most cited domain in Google AI reviews, according to this recent stats by SEMrush. Specifically for Quora posts, not even Quora answers, but actually Quora posts. Most people don't even know that this format exists. When we think about Quora, we first usually think about Quora answers, but Quora has been pushing its posts format. And posts get a lot more algorithmic distribution on the platform. More importantly, they can also rank in Google search results independently. And here is how to do it. You should find keywords that Quora is already ranking for high in Google. These are the terms where Quora already has the authority, and your blog doesn't. So you should write a high-quality, very helpful post on Quora targeting that same keyword. Optimize it like you would optimize your blog post, publish it, wait a few days for it to gain traction, and then go back and add one backlink to your website as a helpful resource. Now, a few important rules here. Never link to a landing page, never link to an affiliate offer, and only add one link, because Quora reviews posts that link out externally, and it will remove anything that looks promotional. The link needs to look and feel like it's a natural resource recommendation. When your Quora post ranks in Google, that traffic flows through to your site. And as you build more and more of these posts over time, you're essentially borrowing Quora's domain authority to get visibility for your content, while your own site's authority is still growing. As for Reddit, it's one of the places where your brand or your name, if you have a personal brand, for example, it should get mentions from, because again, this will help you get more trust in the eyes of LLMs and Google's algorithm. Second, this is a strategy that I think has the highest long-term ROI for any blogger. And it's even more important in 2026 than it was, say, 2 years ago. Topical authority means that Google and AI systems, they see you as a comprehensive, trustworthy source on a specific subject. It's not just someone who wrote one good post about it, but you're someone who has covered it from every angle. The way that you build it is by mapping out every question, subtopic, and related keyword within your niche. And then you need to systematically create content that covers them. So what you should do is look at your competitors. What do they rank for that you don't rank for? And when Google crawls your site and it sees that you say have 40 posts, all covering different aspects of the same subject in depth, then something shifts. You start getting the authority that previously took you years to build, and you get it faster because the topical signal is very clear. And for AI search specifically, this matters even more. AI systems are trained to recommend sources that demonstrate that depth on a topic. But publishing content on related topics is not enough. What else can make a big difference is how well those pieces of content are connected to each other internally on your site, because that's how Google and AI systems actually understand the structure and the depth of your expertise. Think of it this way. If you have 40 posts all around the same subject, but none of them link to each other, then Google sees them as 40 separate pages. But when those posts are properly linked to one another, for example, your beginner guide links to your advanced guide, when your how-to posts link to your tools comparison, when everything points to your most important pillar content, then Google sees a cluster, and it ranks it very differently. Most new bloggers have zero internal linking strategy. Every post just goes live, it gets shared once, and then it sits there disconnected from everything else on the site. That's one of the biggest missed opportunities in blogging. The tool that I use to fix this is Rank Math's AI Link Genius. It's part of Rank Math's SEO, which is probably already the plugin that you're using. But I partnered with them in this part of the video to show you this new feature, AI Link Genius. It scans your entire content library and suggests contextually relevant internal links that you're missing. It looks at what each post is about, and it identifies other posts on your site that should be linking to it or that it should be linking to. For example, I can search for keyword blog on my site to find all of the posts about blogging. And then either I can filter them by incoming links, or I can filter them from the lowest to highest, or even just click on this tab, Orphan Posts. This will show me which posts have zero or very few links from other content on the site pointing to them. By the way, I cannot imagine that I could manually find these posts on my site or even find out that they existed, these orphaned articles on my site. You can also set some of your posts as pillar posts in the Rank Math SEO settings, just like this, and they will appear more often as suggested links in relevant other posts. Then we can click here on Link Opportunities below any post and click Generate, and then simply review the suggestions. Click on one single button to insert the ones that make sense, and your internal link structure improves without spending hours on it. This tool will also do an overall audit of your links, and it will show you some warnings for any broken links, both internal and external links that might be old and maybe they go to some pages with 404 error. Now I can find them all. I can remove these links that go to broken pages. It's the difference between having a collection of posts and having an actual content strategy that Google can read. So check my link in the description to try Rank Math and the new AI features for internal links. The next strategy is something that anyone can do starting today, and it doesn't require any new content creation. Take your existing blog posts and turn them into short-form videos, as well as short-form text posts on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Threads, or other platforms. You know better which works best for your niche. And why this works is because platforms like Threads, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, they're actively pushing short content to new audiences. The algorithm will distribute your content if it's engaging, and it's traffic that you would never get from Google as a new website. The process is simple. Take a blog post that you've already written, let's say something like 5 ways to grow your email list. Break each tip into separate segments. You can use them for text-based platforms, but also turn them into 30 to 60 second short videos. Keep it tight and direct. Grab attention in the first few seconds and finish your script with a reason to visit the full post. On some platforms, you can link directly from the post, like on Threads and LinkedIn. On other platforms like Instagram, TikTok, people who want to go deeper will check your link in bio, and that sends real engaged traffic to your site. And the other reason why this matters in 2026 specifically is that AI systems are starting to pick up on brand mentions and on content discussed across multiple platforms. So when your content exists in multiple formats across multiple places, it builds the kind of cross-platform presence that helps AI systems recognize you as a legitimate source in your niche. You are not just a blog anymore, you are a voice on a specific topic. Next, my personal favorite traffic source, Pinterest. Now, I will say it up front, Pinterest might not work for every niche under the moon, but for those niches where it works really well. You can get traffic a lot faster than from Google, and it can be pretty consistent, sometimes even more consistent than Google traffic. It also has an accumulative effect over time, meaning that your older pins can rank and they can drive you traffic sometimes years after you save them originally on Pinterest. This platform has been my primary traffic source for over 8 years now. And right now I'm getting between 50 and 70,000 clicks per month from it. And most of those come from pins that I created just a couple of months ago. And you should know that Pinterest rewards fresh content and it doesn't care about your website domain authority at all, which makes it a real opportunity, especially if your Google traffic has been inconsistent lately. Let me tell you a few things that make it worth your time. First, you can target competitive keywords that you would never rank for on Google as a new site. And your pins can also show up in Google image search for double exposure, and the traffic converts well because people are actively looking for ideas and solutions on Pinterest. The strategy that's working right now on this platform is to use the Pinterest Trends tool before you design any pins and find 2 or 3 keyword clusters per post and then create at least 2 pin designs per keyword with slightly different text overlay. Then you can schedule them 1 week apart and you should rotate them across different relevant boards on your account. Consistency is what Pinterest rewards more than anything. And if you want a full walkthrough about my Pinterest strategy, I have a free masterclass. It will be linked in the description below, and I'll go through my entire strategy in detail there. Check it out if you want a stable traffic source that isn't dependent on Google. Now, the next one surprises people, but it's a great traffic strategy for a brand new blog. And almost nobody talks about it. Even if your blog has 0 traffic right now, but you have genuine knowledge or experience in your niche, you can reach audiences of thousands by appearing as a guest on other people's podcasts. Podcasters are all the time looking for guests who can bring real value to their listeners. You don't need a big following. You need to be knowledgeable and credible on a specific subject. When you're a guest on a podcast, several things happen at once. 1, you reach a completely new audience that has never heard of you. 2, the podcast host typically publishes also a blog post or maybe show notes page about the episode with your name, your website, and they will most often link back to your site. That's a backlink from an established authoritative domain. And you get associated with that podcast's audience and credibility. And you can check out platforms like Podmatch or Matchmaker.fm. They connect guests with podcasters in specific niches. You can filter by topic and reach out to shows whose audience matches your target reader. The goal isn't to go on every podcast. It's just to go on, say, 5 or 10 shows in your niche over the next few months, and each time you'll be driving a small wave of new visitors and picking up quality backlinks. Those backlinks compound over time and they will help your Google rankings, which again also helps your AI visibility and brings more traffic, all from some conversations that you had once. All the strategies that I've covered today work together. None of the strategies is a shortcut, but together they create a compounding system. If you want to go deeper on getting traffic from Pinterest specifically, I have a recent video that I linked for you up there. And if this video helped, please give it a like and I'll see you in that next one.